And into the waiting hands, Alexis Vargas, who takes it quickly over the court. Right wing three, thought about it, did more McNeil. Garzone fakes it, takes it, makes it! 18-12 with 2 left to go. A left wing three from Yarden Garzone, the top scorer on this Hoosiers team. Jeremy finally gets it into the neutral zone. DiLorenzo pressing, he's got a breakaway, he shoots, he scores! Ethan DiLorenzo picks a Wolverine pocket and makes it a 4-2 game.
USC on the other side, Batenhorst again. Game over! USC does it in 4 sets. And Allie Batenhorst with her 20th kill of the match is the dagger in the heart of IU. 26-24 in the last set. USC wins 3-1.
Full count for Dorgy. Reisdorf stands with his glove at his hips. Wind up, payoff, fouled off. We'll do it again. And where do you go if you're Reisdorf here?
I think you got to go back to the slider. Reisdorf's slider has been his put-away pitch lately, and the fastball is good, but he's not sneaking it by Dorgy. His hands are too quick. And I think if you start this slider, you can either go to the back foot or you can backdoor it.
Here's the second full count offering from Reisdorf. Ball 4 outside, and that's a lead-off walk for Carter Dorgy.
Yeah, he tried to go to the back door with the slider, but it just popped out of his hand a little too early. And when it starts that far outside, the hitter knows it's not coming back. Really good leadoff at-bat by Dorgy, whose on-base percentage is almost 500 on the season. Now you've got Joey Urban, who's a perfect 4-for-4 with 3 singles and a homer today. This is the right guy for the job if you're Butler.
Righty-on-righty matchup. You've got Reisdorf for Indiana on the bump, and a perfect hitter in Urban in the batter's box. Here's the first pitch. He's going to show bunt. He lays it down. Reisdorf comes out to pick it up. There's going to be a sacrifice bunt. They'll move Dorgy over to second base in scoring position. A good team play by Joey Urban.
Bunting is a lost art.
It
and
is.
Joey Urban showed the power that bunting has. I mean, that was a perfectly executed sacrifice. Catches the ball with the bat, 45-degree angle, keeps it quiet. Now you've got an RBI chance for Jack Maroknik. And Indiana's going to intentionally walk him. This is smart by Mercer because it sets up the double play, and it also gives you a much colder bat. Maroknik has reached base 3 times, 2 singles. Wirtz just, on the day, 1-for-4. He did have an RBI single back in the 5th, but he's been relatively quiet. He's a worse hitter by pretty much every conceivable metric compared to Jack Maroknik. So you've got a chance now to set up the double play and get your team back in the dugout.
Well, Wirtz had only 1 home run and 6 RBIs in 35 games last year. Looking to play the hero here. 1 out. Here's Reisdorf. This one's chopped above Reisdorf's head. Could be 2. They'll tag out at second base. And Oliver will make that play. So it's now runners on the corners with 2 away.
That's a good job there by Oliver just to get an out. His momentum, that was a soft chopper. It's going to be tough to turn 2. So he keeps his momentum going forward, tags out the runner directly in front of him, almost runs into the umpire in the process. But you set up a couple force plays here with runners on the corners and 2 away for Cade Lewis. And you've got a chance still to get out of the inning. You can get a ground ball at the middle, ground ball to a corner infielder, weak pop-up, either way.
Cade Lewis, a dangerous hitter. He had a double.
We'll have a pinch runner at first base as David Ayers comes out in place of Billy Wirtz.
Ayers hails from Cathedral High School in Indianapolis. He's a freshman. Has some speed. Came in at the end of last game to play center field.
Yeah, and Ayers, and he's a good athlete as well. He played football at Cathedral, was part of a couple teams that made deep postseason runs, including the 2021 state championship team. He was a wide receiver on that squad. He does have good speed. And Butler's doing this, one, because Ayers represents a crucial insurance run, but also you don't want to give Indiana the fielder's choice.
Right.
Now, remember, earlier in this game, Butler stole a run, and the way they did it was on a first and third play. They sent the runner from first base. He got a walking lead. Ethan Phillips stepped off, threw in front of him at second. That allowed the runner from third to come in and score as he beat the return throw from second base all the way down the infield to the plate. Want to maybe see, I doubt with 2 outs they'll try it here, but keep that in the back of your mind.
So it's Cade Lewis, the freshman, first baseman, 1-for-4 on the day, has a 2 RBI double. That came in the 7th inning. Fresh count from Reisdorf. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Reisdorf delivers. This one's hit high, deep, right field. It is gone! A 3-run bomb for Cade Lewis. gives Butler a 3-run lead. It's 8-5 in the top of the 9th. The freshman plays the hero and puts his team up by 3 runs in the top of the 9th. Wow, what a swing and what a drive. Nick, you're speechless.
I've only seen one player hit a ball that far onto the hill, and it's Devin Taylor.
Wow.
The difference is you expect Taylor to do that, but Lewis, that's his 2nd homer in this doubleheader. And that ball was crushed.
Connors is going to fly out to center on the first pitch, so Indiana needs to come up with 3 runs in 3 outs to work with after Reisdorf gave up a 3-run shot with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Indiana needs to mount a comeback. This game has flipped on its head after the 3-run shot from Cade Lewis in the top of the 9th. It's an 8-5 ball game. The Bulldogs have the lead going into the bottom of the 9th. We'll be right back. You won't want to miss this one on WIUX. 6-point lead for the Bruins. As the inbound on the far side is Garzone. Gives Meister and now to Bargesser, driving low, and she'll loop back around and change her mind. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Bargesser almost gets it poked away by Jones and recorrals. Chesky left alone, left wing, now goes to the right side elbow, draws contact, and will go to the line for 2.
Play fast, play physical, play relentless. Shout out Indiana football, Andrew. This is exactly where Indiana is at their best. Move in space, move quickly, and force them to guard you on the entire court. The difference between the start of this game to now, Indiana wasn't moving a whole lot. They've got a lot more motion on offense. That's what's allowed them to have success.
Chesky, the best free throw shooter on this team, at 90% on the year, makes her first of 2. And puts up the second. That one rattles in. It's a 4-point game with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the first period of play. A 7-0 run for Indiana over the last minute and 10 seconds has Assembly Hall on its feet. Rice takes it over the timeline, stops up in the right wing, back to Dugalich and now Rice. Here's Hawkes, feeds Betts inside, she gets double teamed. Hawkes straight away 3, clangs off the back of the rim. Hoosiers rebound, now they'll rush in transition. Chesky kicks out to Parrish, and she'll step back for a long 2-pointer. That one's good! A 2-point game with 1 minute to go in the first quarter. The Hoosiers playing number 1 close. Kiki Rice will take her time as she gives to Betts. Thinks about a screen, has some open space in the paint. It gets stuffed by Bargesser. And a whistle going the other way, an offensive foul called on Kiki Rice. It's Hoosiers basketball. They're down by 2 with 50 seconds to go in the first.
Wow. Keep the home crowd in it. Slow start, it's what's plagued this Indiana team all season long, Andrew. But once they settle down a little bit, now all of a sudden they're in their groove and they got a chance on this possession to tie or take the lead.
Make it a 9-0 run against the top team in the country. The number 1 Bruins, 14-0 and undefeated in conference play. Inbound trigger from Parrish finds Chesky, and she'll take it over the center court line. Stops up in between the circles, moves to her right, bounce pass to Moore McNeil. No dribbles from her. Parrish tightly guarded at the top of the key, hands off to Chesky. Fires to Meister. She straight away, doesn't have much of an angle, finds Garzone, but Betts pokes it away. UCLA going the other way, under 30 seconds to play, and Rice will slow things down. Shot clock on, with about a half-second difference between game clock and shot clock. So this will likely be the last possession of this first quarter. Be big if the Hoosiers can get a stop here. Rice begins her movement with 10 on the shot clock. Guarded by Moore McNeil, receives a screen, now steps back for a 3-pointer. It goes off the left rim, and a good box out by Meister. 3 seconds on the clock. Hoosiers need to get a shot up. Moore McNeil at the buzzer, too strong. But in all things considered, it's a successful quarter. The Hoosiers up or down by 2. It's 18-16. for the Bruins at the end of one quarter.